Hey friends,
I'm Steve.
and I'm Angela.
And we are
Midlife Cruising. We live full-time on the Villa Vie Odyssey residential cruise ship, and we share all things cruising and all things full-time cruise ship living.
In today's episode, we take you to the town of Recife, which was just an amazing old historic town. They greeted us with dancers and a band, and who does this? Welcome drinks. We lunched there. We really had a good time.
Also, in today's episode, we had the privilege of interviewing the, shall we say, wisest, the eldest resident aboard the Villa Vie. So we hope you enjoy the interview with her, and we'll talk more later about our golden ticket. Remember, we have a 30-day free cruise giveaway, and we will give you a recap of that at the end of the episode. Enjoy.
You tell us your name and where you are from. My name is Jean Waldera, and I guess now finally I'm from a little town in Lakes Country in Minnesota. That's what's been kind of home for the last, well, since I retired, since my husband and I retired. That's been our home for the summers. And then we've been going to Arizona. He's no longer alive, but I continue to go to Arizona. This is my first winter not going to Arizona. And so I left my lake cottage to come on this ship.
How wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about your family?
I have three grown sons. They're all three retired, which just amazes me that they can be that old, but yes, they are. And they have three lovely wives, and I have three grandchildren. My oldest is a doctor, and I keep telling her she's my favorite granddaughter, but that's because she's my only granddaughter. And then I have three grandsons, and they're all college graduates and off doing their thing. And my granddaughter, as a matter of fact, is a doctor, which makes me very proud. And all three of the boys are doing great careers and great starts in life. So.
Well, if you say your children are close to retirement age,
they are retired.
That leads me to a question that I'm not supposed to answer, but maybe you can tell us where I'm heading with this question.
I know exactly where you're going, Angela. Yes, I'm 93 years old, and right now I am the oldest person on the ship. Now, that's my crown, and I wear it proudly. However, I'm getting off the ship for the summer, and there is another woman who is coming on the ship. I believe she's even older than I am, so I'm going to have to pass the crown on.
Yes, you can pass the crown on, and then maybe she gets off, and you come back, and you guys can share that crown.
Well, we'll see. We may be fighting over it.
And I have sort of a follow-up to this. Do you have a secret to longevity?
Oh, golly, no. I don't think I do. If I did have a secret, oh my, I'd be able to buy the ship.
Superior balcony suite, here I come.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about your career.
Well, I had a very interesting career, and it kind of went sideways about maybe a fourth of the way in it. I started, after I graduated from college, I started working in television stations in the Midwest. And I worked at a TV station in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and it turns out that there are some people on the ship who are from that area. And when I told them that I was the 9 o'clock weather girl on KCRG in Cedar Rapids, they dropped their jaws. Yes, I was. And I also did directing a daily cooking show for that TV channel. And I'd been hired as a film director. So that was my main job, was to make sure that all the film that went out over the air was in good condition and properly put together. And then I worked, after Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I went to La Crosse, Wisconsin, and worked there for almost a year. And then I took a brief break for health reasons, and once I was back ready to work again, I went to New York. And I was very lucky. I got a job at CBS TV in New York. And that's where I worked for about 4 years and advanced a little bit. And then was married to a boy from New York. And we visited my parents in August. They lived in North Dakota. And we were visiting them. And my husband was looking for a job where he could be in production and eventually go back to New York as an experienced television director. The manager of the local television station that was premier in the area was out mowing his lawn across the street from my parents' home. And my husband, my then husband, went across the road, asked for a job, got one, came back, and suddenly we're moving from New York City to Fargo, North Dakota. That was a shock. But I'd been in Fargo, North Dakota before, and that's a whole nother side story I won't go into. Because what's, I think, behind your question is, when I got to Fargo, North Dakota, it was almost the 1st of September, and Dr. Walsh, who was the head of the speech and theater department at North Dakota State University, did not have anyone to teach basic speech and basic theater. And here I was, and I had majored in those particular disciplines in college, and he hired me. I think he was desperate, and from then on, I became very, very involved in higher education. That was my career. I did take 7 years off to be a mama, but by then my new husband and I took our 3 children, and we were in Denver, Colorado briefly, and then we went to Decatur, Illinois. And that's where he taught. He was a professor also, and I was a mama. And then we went back to North Dakota, and we both had jobs in a university there. So that's where we spent the majority of our career.
Wow. You've been all over. That's amazing. So here on the ship, there are many different ways that you can come to the ship. You can be a renter, a segmenter, or an owner. And which one of those do you fit into?
I am a segmenter, and it happened, to my mind, beautifully. I read about the Villa Vie, I'm not even sure where. And within a day and a half, I had talked to my sales rep, who was actually in Sweden. I'm in Minnesota, he's in Sweden, and we're talking about a ship that's based in Belfast at the moment, but the offices of the company are all in Florida. So it was very multinational. And within, as I say, a day and a half, I had made my decision, and I paid my deposit, and I didn't tell my family right away. I made an announcement to my family. I joined or made my down payment in May. I told my family the end of June, and they were very supportive and somewhat surprised, but very supportive and happy for me and very helpful. So it worked out beautifully.
That's great. And speaking of the Odyssey, what are your thoughts about being on the Odyssey so far?
I love it. And I'm going to take a moment to explain why I came on the Odyssey. At my age, my mobility is beginning to be affected. And I was living alone since my husband passed away. I'd been living alone at the lake cottage by myself most of the week. My family was down some. They were at their lake homes occasionally, at least once a week. And we, of course, got together because that's why I was there, and that's family time. And that's one reason I'm going back for the summer, is to have more of that family time. But I realized it was taking me a long time to cook dinner, and it was very tiring to cook dinner. And I was also beginning to have balance issues, and I started using a walker to be safe because I was trying to be smart. And I realized if I came on the Villa Vie Odyssey, there'd be people who would cook my meal for me. There would be people who would serve it to me and clear away the dirty dishes, and I wouldn't even have to wash them. There were people who were going to make my bed and clean my cabin. Fantastic. And I didn't have to do laundry. They were going to do my laundry. Wow. Of course it's ideal for a feeble old woman. I don't feel feeble inside, but reality says, yeah, you're a little feeble. Anyway, I came on the Odyssey, and it has been miraculous. I've told you why I came on the Odyssey. Let me tell you what I learned by being on the Odyssey. I learned how important people are in my life. All those benefits that I mentioned, someone cooking my dinner, someone doing the dishes, that's all wonderful. And I do appreciate it. And I want to say thank you, thank you. We have a marvelous crew. But the people I have met, they are also interesting. They do interesting things, like the two of you. I mean, who would ever dream that you could do this and have so much fun? And I sat next to an accomplished opera singer the other evening as I learned about the career of a new friend, who worked backstage in theater in London and in New York. Fabulous man. So interesting. There are people like that all over the ship. I cannot tell you how surprised I was, and I don't want to give away a secret, but I sat next to a Nobel Peace Prize laureate at dinner one night, and now I've sat next to her 3 more times, and she's lovely. And you had to ask her questions in order to find out about her life and her career and how she became a Nobel Peace Prize winner. And it's fascinating. So there are people like this, accomplished, well-traveled. I can't believe how much travel so many people have done all over the world, multiple times in China, multiple times in England. Just wonderful people, and so interesting and so generous about sharing. And that's been the frosting on the cake.
The people are amazing here. What does a day in the life of Jean look like?
Well, I have to tell you, it changed from when I first got on. I've been very generous. Meals, breakfast, they can start as early as, I believe, 6 o'clock and go until 10. Well, I was in theater most of my life. I was a night owl. I had rehearsals until, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And you don't go home and just hit the bed right away. You get in bed and read for an hour, or you go have a drink somewhere and unwind for an hour. Well, I'm a night owl, so when I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle, or rather a crossword puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle on my Kindle, but a crossword puzzle also on my Kindle, I'm up kind of late. So I would really drag myself out of bed, figure out how late I could possibly sleep and still get to breakfast before they closed the doors at 10 o'clock. And then I realized I don't have to do that. My day can start more relaxed. And you want to know what my average day is now? I no longer get up to make breakfast before 10 o'clock. I may get up at 10 o'clock and I leisurely, maybe play a game or two, email my kids, take a shower, get dressed, and go to brunch.
Brunch.
Because brunch is also called lunch, and it's served starting at 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock, and I can fit in anytime during that 2-hour period. So my day has changed. My evenings are spent with friends, and I usually have someone interesting to have dinner with, and then I may go back to my cabin or I may not, and if I do, I read my book.
That's awesome. And our very last question for you is, do you have any advice for anyone considering this lifestyle?
I don't want to gush, but I want to say in all sincerity, this has been miraculous. This has given me a winter way beyond my expectations. If I were younger and didn't have the mobility issue, I would be here every single winter. I would say to anyone who's even considering life at sea on the Odyssey, it will be one of the best decisions you ever make. This has been the winter way beyond my expectations. I am so lucky. I count my blessings every day. I'm very sorry to have to get off the ship, but I have to go home and see my kids. And I didn't mention, but I have 2 great grandkids. I want to see them too.
Wow.
So I am going to get off the ship. But I tell you, anyone who's even considering it, you'll love it. People are wonderful. The service is wonderful. The crew is wonderful. My cabin is lovely. Everything about this has been just a miracle. And I don't mean to gush, truly, but I love it. And I'm so happy. My family's happy. My friends are happy for me. And it's just been a miracle.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. We truly appreciate it, and you have been an amazing addition to this wonderful community.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you.
Well, what have we got here? What a port! Cocktails as you walk outside. Who'da thunk?
Recife is the state capital of Pernambuco, Brazil, on the northeastern Atlantic coast of South America. It is the largest urban area within both the north and northeast region of Brazil. It is the largest city in Pernambuco state and the 4th largest urban area in all of Brazil. The metro population of the city of Recife is just under 4 million. Recife was founded in 1537, serving as the main harbor of the captaincy of Pernambuco.
The Beatles, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Bob Marley, Elizabeth the Queen, even the Pope are here, so you can see and take pictures. The second museum, it's on this direction, it's 100 meters at maximum, and they are like a wax museum, real size dolls, and they represent the traditions of the carnival in Pernambuco. We talk about, yes, next to the square. We talk about frevo, maracatu, the history of Lampião and Maria Bonita. They are like the Robin Hood of Brazil. And in the end, we have a frevo presentation. Frevo is the traditional music of the carnival in Pernambuco. It's like the samba in Rio de Janeiro.
Michael! It's Michael Jackson!
Hey, I know these guys.
Salve pessoal, bom dia! Gostaria de explicar o processo de fabricação, como eles são carregados, quanto pesam. Se tiverem a curiosidade, prometo que é mais rápido que ligeiro, já vocês podem voltar para a foto e tudo mais. Bora lá? Mais alguém? Muito mais chamada, apoiadores, bem-vindas. Apesar de popularmente conhecidos como os bonecos gigantes de produção, se iniciar.
Look at my friends over here.
There are many small islands that make up Recife and more than 50 bridges linking them throughout the city. They create a distinct maritime or Riviera atmosphere, leading to Recife being known as the Venice of Brazil.
Look here, I found my friends here in Brazil. We are brothers together here.
But do you miss it?
Hi, friends.
Look at these people over here.
Oh my goodness.
Ah, who are these guys?
Who are these
Do you
guys?
speak English? Sorry, do you speak English? Same.
Why is your head all wet? It's the beautiful.
I've been in the fountains, obviously.
These are our friends from the ship here, and Gary never minces words. He's I can tell from his accent you're from
England.
Oh no, I thought it was Texas.
I'm going England. I'm going England.
And who is this guy?
I don't know yet. I haven't read the thing. It's right there. It's guy with a bell. That's what I name it.
All right, we're about to head into the market here and see what they have to offer.
The São José Market is the municipal market in Recife, one of the most famous and traditional markets in Pernambuco's capital. It has a wide variety of goods, including handicrafts, meat, fish, fresh produce, clothes, leather, goods, and more. It was settled since the 17th century, inaugurated in 1875. It has 561 covered stalls and 80 compartments.
All right, I know everybody loves to know what we have for lunch and for drinks, so let's show you.
Thai chicken. What is that? What is that?
Chicken salad.
Patty's got a smash burger.
I do have a burger.
With
It
onion
has
jelly?
pepper jam, bacon, cheese,
Oh,
and brioche bun.
very good. And JR's over here splitting a smash burger.
Shelly.
Shelly. Looks lovely.
Onion jelly and bacon and cheddar.
All right, and they have the world famous Brazilian, what's it called?
Caipirinha.
Caipirinha. Giant beers for Steve. Giant beer for Patty.
With golden berries.
Life is good.
Eu quero muito mais. Você é tonta demais. Você é doida demais. Você... Oh, coisa boa.
a great day here in Recife. So much history, colorful. It's just a great day that we had here. And we're getting on 4, so we have the staircase out today. And I'm ready for air conditioning, a shower, and relax a little bit. It is hot in Brazil.
Well, wasn't Jean just a lovely lady? She was amazing. We're so honored that she was able to have that interview with us.
In our next episode, we have another room for rent, so be watching for that one.
Yes, one of the owners will be getting off the ship for a short time. So if you've been looking for a little bit shorter trip, this will be your chance. So make sure you tune in to the next video. And remember the golden ticket. You can win a 30-day free cruise. The drawing to announce the winner will be April 19th, 2025. So make sure you tune in that day to find out if you're the winner. And remember, to enter, you need to go to our description below our video and fill out the form to enter to win a 30-day all-inclusive free cruise.
And thank you so much to those that give to Super Thanks and Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, we truly appreciate you, and we especially love the coffee. Remember, we're on all the social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, all the things at Midlife Cruising. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell to give you notifications every time we post. We truly appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye, friends.